Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to yet another Fenty palette holiday review because there's just not enough on the internet right now. I'm just gonna jump right into this, you guys. I got two of the items from the holiday collection. I've got the eyeshadow palette and then I also have one of the eyeliners, which I wish I had gotten two because that nude one is calling my name. So if it comes back in stock, it's mine. The reason I did not go for the glosses and the lipstick was it's just not my thing anymore. I have a million of like the MAC shimmer lipsticks and I don't use them. So I didn't really want to buy more things that I knew I wasn't going to use. They look pretty. I love the nude gloss. Out of all of them, that's probably the one I would get. But they just didn't tickle my fancy, so I skipped those. So we're here to talk about the palette and one of the eyeliners. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. This is the box for the palette, and I'm obsessed with it. I like this packaging more than I like the actual palette package, even though that's gorgeous as well. I just love this. There's something like sophisticated and rock and roll about it. I don't know, I love it. And then on the back of it, we've got the shade names, and then here we have the actual palette. It looks like an oil slick. You are definitely gonna get your fingerprints all over it, but you know, me. And then on the back, we have the shade names of all the fun sparkly shadows on the inside of the palette. So we've got 14 high shine sparkly shades. What I have found with these is that some of them have a little bit more of like that chunky glitter in them. Some of them are a little bit more smooth. So they're not all the same kind of texture. I'm going to go ahead and go through the swatches for these for you guys row by row. And when I did this, I did them dry and then wet because personally, if I'm going to use this, I'm either going to use glitter glue or Fix Plus. When I did this eye, I just used Fix Plus, didn't even bother using them dry because I didn't want them all over my face. All right, for our first row, we have Extraterrestrial, Lightyear, and Planet X. Honestly, Lightyear and Planet X were the least favorites for me in the palette, but then I was like, you know what, let me see how I can actually use one of these darker shades. So I did. I used Planet X on my eye today, and I am actually grateful for it now. So if I want to do an all glittery eye, if I have that darker shade, even though it looks kind of like sparkly mud in the swatch and just kind of like if you add it into your eye look the way I did, I think it actually works out pretty well. And then for the second row, we have Ozone, Ultraviolet, Sublime, and Milky Way. I love Milky Way. I just think it's so pretty. It packs a punch and I just love it. Ultraviolet kind of reminds me of like blue brown, but just like deeper. I don't know, it doesn't have as much of that oil slick kind of look that blue brown from MAC has, but I feel like everybody has to put this shade in their palette. I'm glad that they made it just a little bit different. And then the one right beside it, Sublime, like this green, oh, I think it is so gorgeous. That's also one of my favorites in the palette. Third row, we have Cosmic Ocean, Meteor Crush, and Jupiter Sand. And then the last one is Mars on Fire, Midnight Bolt, Space Out, and Sunburst. Now, I wanted to compare Mars on Fire directly to the one from MAC, and this is Let's Roll. That's the one that's in here. I want to show you guys a swatch side by side. You can kind of see that the MAC Dazzle shadows are a little bit more, like they have a lot of sparkle to them, but they're smoother. So this one definitely has a little bit more of the grit to it. And then Boom Boom Room is like one of my favorite Dazzle shadows of all time. It is kind of like that blue-brown pigment kind of look to it, that shift. So I wanted to show you guys that one up against, what is it, Ultraviolet in here so you could see the differences of those. I do not think that this is a must-have palette. I think this is a nice-to-have palette, especially if you already have a collection of the Dazzle shadows or the shadows from Urban Decay. I don't think that this is a must-have, but it is very pretty, and I do like the way that they went on my eyes. Now, with that being said, I did use MAC Fix Plus, and I am still getting glitter going down my face. I'm going to have to try these with the glitter glue because I feel like maybe it would hold on a little bit better, but I keep having to take a brush and swipe away, and I don't like having to do that. I find it very irritating, but I wanted to note it just so that you guys are aware, and maybe do your eyes first and your makeup after. after. This is a limited edition collection, so the palette, if you want it, go ahead and get your hands on it. It's $59 and each of the 14 shades has 0.04 ounces of product. All right, and then the one liner I meant to use it in the tutorial that I did with this eye, and I just completely forgot. I spaced, I had a Mel moment, and it didn't happen. But I'm gonna show you guys a swatch of this. So these are the Eclipse 2-in-1 Glitter Release Eyeliner, and I got the shade Nep Turnt. So this is what the eyeliner looks like. It is a green shade, and then it has like a little bit of a sparkle to it whenever you rub them. It's really cool. And the top has like that oil slick. And what I did, I wanted to see if like this had actual longevity, like if it's gonna smudge all over the eye. So I put 2 swatches on my hand, and I'll show you guys a picture of what it looks like when you have it just by itself. It's kind of have this metallic finish to it. It's very deep hunter green, like almost black, very wearable. But then if you take your finger and smudge it, it has this beautiful glitter to it. And I left that on my hand to see if like it smudged or did anything funny. And the only thing that happened was that the metallic shade did eventually turn glitter. But that was because, you know, it's hitting my clothes and whatnot. I find it very easy to just take my finger and smudge out the liner. You can also take like a stiffer synthetic brush and just go right, or natural hair like the 219. It all does the same thing. As long as it's got some kind of friction against it, it's gonna turn to glitter. I absolutely adore the nude shade. It is out of stock. If that comes back in stock, I'm getting it because I think it is so gorgeous. It's a deeper nude shade. It's not even deep. Like on deep skin tones, it's gonna give it a brightening effect, and on me, it's gonna be a little bit deeper, and it's beautiful. It is so wearable. I could just think, you know, a winged liner of that nude, some lashes, and just a beautiful look. I'm so mad that I don't have it. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the tutorial for this eye look. Obviously, I don't even think it needs to be said. This is a palette that you're gonna have to pair with another palette, but I'm not mad at it. I have a million palettes I can pair it with, and I chose to go with my Just Peachy Mattes. So I used this palette first, and then I went in with the Fenty Beauty. So if you wanna see how I created this eye look, not using the eyeliner like a goober, just keep watching. Peaches and Cream on a NARS 42. I'm just gonna use this as a transition shade. NARS Contour, and I'm gonna take that same shade on the lower lash line. Wayne Goss number 18 and Fresh Picked. Just gonna deepen up my crease. MAC 221 and Peach Tart. I'm going to pop this on the outer corner and drag the excess into the crease. And then, when I get this blended out, we will go in with the Fenty palette. MAC 242 and Meteor Crush, and I'm using this wet. That is quite pretty. And I'm putting this on the center of the lid. Milky Way, again wet. Oh, that was more intense than I had anticipated. I'm going to put that at the front of the eye. Make sure you merge the 2 shades together. Then I'm going to take Planet X and just pop that at the very end, right over top of that darkest shade we popped on with the Peachy palette. Mars on Fire on a MAC 219. And I'm slowly going to work this underneath the lower lash line. Back in with Planet X on the outer V. And then Milky Way right at the front with a MAC 228. Alright you guys, that is the finished look. I added on some lashes. These are the Kiss Posy lashes, and I just cut them up so they'll be easier for me to put on. And then on my lips I have MAC Dough, and this is a lip tensity. Yeah, lip tensity. I forgot what it was called. I forgot how much I loved these. I went through my collection, was like organizing everything, and now these are at the top over here, and yeah, we put on dough. I thought it was perfect together. Anywho, let me know down below if you liked this tutorial, if you liked this collection, what you got, what you're like, nope, I'm not getting it. And I will see you guys in my next video.